In this video, I'm gonna show you how you can create images like this for free using a secret Nano Banana powered image app. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, thank you for the massive support on the previous Nano Banana video. At the moment of recording, I think it sits on about 60,000 views in just over a week, which is absolutely insane. So thank you. That video was only my initial reactions and testing of the new Nano Banana image model. But in this video, we're gonna take it a step further and I'm gonna show you how you can create different variations of images like these in different aspect ratios in just a few clicks. I was watching videos on Nano Banana on YouTube when I came across this podcast interview from Greg Eisenberg. Now, he had Logan Kilpatrick as a guest on his podcast who works at Google, showing him different use cases of how to use Nano Banana for images. But during the podcast episode, Logan showed an example of an app he created using the Code Assistant in Google AI Studio. Now, if you're not familiar what the Google Code Assistant is from before, then it's basically a chatbot where you can ask it for a certain feature and it will create that for you in an app format. So for the example that Logan showed in the podcast episode, he had simply prompted with the Code Assistant to build an app where you can upload your image and it will give you 10 example environments to choose from, and then behind the scenes it will use Nano Banana to place your product in that scene. And this got me thinking that maybe I could build my own app using this tool in order to create the exact specific features that I would like to have in a product image app. So I started to play around with the Code Assistant in Google AI Studio, and a couple of hours later I can now present to you Product Banana, my very own product image app. Now first I'm gonna show you an example using my app, what you can do, and then I'm gonna show you how you can build this for yourself. So this right here is the interface that I have created, and it all starts by uploading your own product image. Now, after you have uploaded your image, you have a few options to choose from. For example, here is a lighting option where you can choose what type of lighting you would like for your product image. We're going to choose directional hard light for this one. Then you can choose the aspect ratio, and I have added all of these aspect ratios, and for this example we're going to use the 9:16 vertical ratio. Then you can also choose the camera angle you would like to use, so for example an straight on eye level, flat lay, or a low angle looking up at the product. After that, I have added the option to either describe your own scene using an image prompt, or if you don't want to write your own prompt, you can just give it a short description with a couple of words, for example, desert, sunny poolside, or something similar, and it will create a prompt for you. You can also choose to upload a style reference image for the prompt, which it's then gonna look at and integrate into the prompt. But we're gonna start out here from the short description part, and I'm just gonna write in sunny poolside for this one. Now I can simply hit this get ideas button and it's gonna think for a little while and give me a prompt. Here you can see it gave me a really detailed and long prompt based on my instructions of the lighting, the aspect ratio, the camera perspective, and then according to the short description I gave it of a poolside image. And now if I click this, it's simply gonna copy it to the prompt box, and I can click the generate image button and it will generate an image based on this prompt. And this is the result it came back with. So as you can see, it has followed the camera angle, the environment is correct, the lighting is correct, and also the aspect ratio is correct. But most importantly, as you can see, there is no watermark on this image. I have also added an edit image function to the app. So now that I got my result, I can press the edit image button right here, and I can ask it to, for example, add more raspberries around the can. And after a short moment, it's gonna give you back the edited image with the changes that you asked for. I also added a function where you can refine the prompt just by typing a change that you want to make. So for example, if I like this prompt, I can just type a new environment for the prompt and it will create a similar image based on all the things I had selected before. So for example, if I type here winter mountains, it's gonna take the prompt and remake it so it fits a winter mountain environment. Then we can again hit generate, and this is the result it gave me. So as you can see, this is a quite quick way to get high quality results in different environments, totally different lighting scenarios, camera angles, basically whatever you want. So as a quick demonstration, let's switch up the lighting, aspect ratio and camera angle. We're gonna use square ratio, backlighting and flat lay. Now when I say that out loud, I realized that backlighting on a flat lay image doesn't make any sense, but we're still gonna do it. And this is the result it came back with. So as you can see, it kept the same similar environment as in the prompt, but it simply adjusted the aspect ratio, lighting and camera angle of the image so you can create multiple versions in the same environment. Now, another feature I wanted the app to have is that I could upload a reference style image that it's gonna look at and then apply into the prompt. So it's gonna be able to create a similar image to the reference style that I upload. So here we're gonna upload an example of our product. I'm gonna choose the 1:1 ratio and we're gonna choose the hard directional light for this one. I'm gonna leave the perspective blank so it has the freedom to do whatever it wants. And then I'm gonna upload a reference style image. Now I'm gonna use this image with a hand holding a can in a studio environment, and now the app is gonna look at this image and apply the style and elements of this image to the prompt. Now the app has analyzed the style reference, put it into the prompt, so now we can hit generate image, and this is the result it gave us. So as you can see, it gave us a result that is very similar to the reference style, with a hand holding the product in a bright studio environment and hard directional lighting as we chose in the settings. Now let's say that I would like to change the aspect ratio to a 9:16 and the camera angle to a eye level straight on shot, then I can simply change that and click generate ideas again next to the style reference image, and now it's gonna apply those changes and I can generate a new image. Now this is a good example. It made all the changes, but it messed up the aspect ratio. As you can see, it has just added black borders around the horizontal image that it created. It got everything else right, but the aspect ratio failed. So this is kind of a trial and error process. It doesn't get it right always, but you can just generate new ones if something goes wrong. So we're gonna hit generate image one more time to see if it can correct the mistake it made. And this time it got the aspect ratio right, but the camera angle is wrong. But I mean, this image looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna accept the output as is. Alright, now I'm gonna show you how you can build your own app with your own specific features that you want to have. You're going to start out by going to aistudio.google.com. Now up here in the left corner, you're going to press the build icon. And in this view, you can build apps using Gemini simply by describing what kind of app you would like to have. So for this example, if you want to build an app that has the same features that I have showed you that my app have, then you can use this prompt on the screen right now. So you can stop the video, copy the prompt, and go to AI Studio to put the prompt in the chat bar. Now, if you use the exact prompt that I gave you on screen, it's gonna think for a while, and then it's gonna build you an app that looks something like this. Now here, you can already start by uploading your image, uploading a style reference, choosing aspect ratios, camera angles, and lighting, and it's gonna give you a result based on those parameters that you put in. So as you can see, the prompt is not quite what we want it to be, and the output image it gave us doesn't really look like the style reference that we uploaded. And this is where the process of building out your app with your features begins. So for example, if you want to build it similar to the way I did, I would go in and chat with the code assistant and tell it that the app should look at the style reference and look at all the elements in the image and implement that in detail to the prompt that then will be sent to Nano Banana. Now again, it's gonna think for a little while and apply the changes that you asked for, and now you have a new version that is gonna take these changes into account. So now when you upload a style reference, it's gonna follow those instructions you gave it before, and it's gonna give you a much better result for the output image. Now from here, you can see that if I click the image, nothing happens. So of course I would like to add the feature that when I click the image opens in a light box in full resolution, so I can actually see the image and download the image. And this is really where you can customize everything to your liking. I would go maybe one feature or max 2 features at a time, so the model doesn't get caught up in doing too many changes at once, but you can simply ask for all the features that you want to have. You can look at the app that I have built and ask it to add similar features, and then one by one it's slowly gonna become something that you can actually use and have value from. Now, I'm not gonna go through every single detail that I added to my app, but the 2 most important things I would recommend you to do is for the aspect ratio feature to work. It's important that you give the instruction that the app should format your uploaded image according to the aspect ratio selected in the app before sending it to Nano Banana. I noticed that if you don't do this, then all the images will come back as a 1:1 square image or in the aspect ratio that you uploaded. So if you upload a square, it's gonna come back as a square. And if you upload in landscape, it's gonna come back landscape. But using this instruction, you can force the model to change the aspect ratio of the output image. The second most important feature I would add to this app is the history bar, where you can see your previous generations without them just disappearing into thin air when you generate a new one. But besides these 2 features, you can simply test your way forward. If you use the app yourself and you noticed, this doesn't work, or I would like it to be in a certain way, or why can't I come back from this screen? There should be a button that takes me back to the dashboard, or things like this. Then you can simply talk to the code assistant and it will implement those changes for you. And as a final note, it's good to say that there is a daily limit on the amount of images you can create this way, but it's quite high. So when you have finished building your app, I think you can generate something along the lines of 50 to 100 images per day, and the token should reset every single day. So this is a really powerful tool to build something that you can use that is specifically made for your use case, and then you can just produce material using your own app for the specific use case that you want. But that's it for this video. If you liked the video and want to support me and the channel, then press the hype button, because I think YouTube really likes when you hype a video and it helps the video get more views. So if I can ask for one thing, that would be it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and if you have any questions about the code assistant or how to do something or add something to your app, then please just drop it in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer your comments. Bye.